Today, we're talking about one of the coolest and maybe most misunderstood ideas out there, the butterfly effect. You've heard this a million times, right? It sounds so dramatic, so powerful, but is there actually any truth to it? So let's get right to it. Can a little butterfly literally start a massive storm? Well, the short answer is no, not really. The real story, though, the actual science behind the famous phrase, oh, that's way more fascinating. Okay, let's dive into the real science here. To get it, we need to go back in time to the 1960s and meet the guy who accidentally kicked this whole thing off. So meet Edward Lorenz. He was a meteorologist working on something pretty groundbreaking for the time, trying to predict the weather using a computer model. He'd feed it all this data, temperature, wind, you name it, and this giant machine would try to map out the future. And here's where it all happened. One day, he wanted to rerun a simulation. To save a little time, instead of typing in the full number, 0.506127, he just rounded it to 0.506. I mean, what's the big deal, right? It's a tiny, tiny fraction of a difference. He figured it wouldn't matter at all. But he was so wrong. That one tiny change resulted in a completely, wildly different long-term forecast. A sunny day in the first run became a massive storm system in the second. And that accidental discovery, it basically gave birth to what we now call chaos theory. And no, it's not about just pure randomness. It's about how some systems, like the weather, are so incredibly sensitive that the tiniest change at the start can lead to enormous, totally unpredictable results down the road. It's a huge lesson in the limits of what we can actually predict. So let's get back to that butterfly. The point isn't that its little wings have the power to create a tornado. The butterfly is just a metaphor. It stands for that one tiny, unpredictable variable, like Lorenz's rounding error, that can change everything. It's all about unpredictability, not a superpowered insect. Now, let's be real, a complex theory about meteorological prediction doesn't exactly scream summer blockbuster. And that's where Hollywood came in and gave the whole idea a major makeover. You've probably seen the movie The Butterfly Effect, right? It took this scientific concept and made it literal. A guy travels back in time, tweaks one small thing to try and make life better, and ends up creating a totally new and usually much worse present. It's a great thriller, but it really locked in that popular misunderstanding. Okay, enough about the fiction. Let's look at how this plays out in the real world. Because while a single butterfly can't cause a tornado, small, seemingly random events have absolutely changed the course of human history. This story is just wild. It's June 28, 1914. An assassination attempt on Archduke Franz Ferdinand has already failed. His driver gets flustered and takes a wrong turn. Then, the car stalls. And where does it happen to stall? Directly in front of a cafe where the assassin, Gavrino Princip, had pretty much given up and was just sitting there. One wrong turn, a stalled car, and a chance encounter lit the fuse for World War I. And history is just full of these moments. Think about it. An aspiring artist named Adolf Hitler gets rejected from art school, not once, but twice. A single cloud covers the original target city of Kokura, Japan, so the second atomic bomb is dropped on Nagasaki instead. Or a German colonel in the American Revolution so into his poker game he just ignores a warning, leading to a crucial American victory. These tiny flaps really did create massive, world-changing tornadoes. But here's the thing. This isn't just about wars and disasters. This same exact principle is behind some of the world's greatest success stories. And this is where it really starts to matter for you and me. Every huge company started with a tiny spark. Toyota began because its founder, a carpenter, felt his nation's pride was hurt by having to import cars. Hyundai was started by a poor farmer's son who just absolutely refused to give up. And we all know the legend of Apple, started in a garage by a couple of guys who just saw the world differently. Each one was a small action that created unbelievable ripples. This is such a great way to think about it. You don't have to start a global company to see this effect. Every choice you make, every word you say, it's like a single drop of water in a huge, calm lake. It might seem tiny, but the ripples spread out farther than you can possibly imagine. So how do you actually use this incredible power? You start small. I mean, ridiculously small. Don't try to change your entire world tomorrow. Just focus on making one positive ripple. Maybe just make a real effort to remember someone's name. Or perform one small, random act of kindness. Just consciously make your very next choice a positive one. Those are the flaps of your wings. So let's wrap this all up. What is the big takeaway here? What does this mean for you right now? The person you are in this very moment isn't an accident. You are the sum total of countless tiny decisions, chance meetings, and small actions that stretch all the way back through your entire life. And you know what? That is the most empowering thought in the world. It doesn't mean you're a victim of random chaos. No way. It means you are the active creator of your own future. You can't change the past, but you get to decide what happens next, starting right now. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You just need one small positive choice, one step in the right direction. That's where all big change begins. So, I'll leave you with a question that only you can answer. Your next choice is right around the corner. It might seem small, but now you know just how powerful it can be. So, what ripple are you going to create?
Health is the most precious gift. If this video helped you or someone you love, please like, subscribe, and share so more families can stay safe and healthy.